Welcome back. In risk management, without communication, you are playing with fire. The question for you is, how do you stop a fire like that once it's started? Or better yet, how do you stop one from starting in the first place? I'd have been about 11 or 12 at the time, and I was at home one morning, and Dad too. It was quite early. Mum was going off to work, and her parting shot to Dad was, "I'll be home about 6ish. I'm going to be a bit late. Can you put the potatoes on? They're on the stove." Dad said, "Yeah, sure, okay." That was that. Dad went off to work. I went off to school, and we all dispersed. And it would have been about 5:30. I was been home from school about an hour or so, doing a bit of homework or reading, more likely reading, knowing me, listening to music. Anyway, this awful smell comes up the stairs. So I dashed out my bedroom, down the stairs, into the kitchen, and there's smoke and there's a hint of flames coming out this saucepan. I'm going, what the hell's going on? So I quickly take the pan off the stove, throw it in the sink, water on, get rid of it, get the doors open, the smoke detectors going off, this, that, and the other, World War III. Anyway, just as I sunk the pan in the water, Dad's dashed in. "What's going on?" And I said, "I think Mum might have meant for you to peel potatoes and put some water with them before you put them on the stove. You think?" What does this illustrate? It's a rather strange story from my childhood. Well, what it tells us is clear communication ensures that your stakeholders understand risks. It allows for informed choice. Transparent communication about risks builds trust. Dad never was trusted again. There's no way he was going to be allowed to cook the potatoes. I was always told what to do as well. Proper communication prevents breaches, either health and safety breaches, legal breaches, whatever. But if people know what's going on, you've got a really good chance of working with it. Effective risk communication in businesses brings financial sustainability. One of the exercises I do on the 2 or 3 boards that I sit on every quarter is we look at the risk register so we know what's going on with it. It's a legal requirement. That sort of protection also protects the reputation of the business. Dad never lived it down. Neither will a business if they get into some sort of trouble. And it also improves the morale and productivity of staff. There's more trust. It's this building this trust quotient. Really like to know what you think. Any examples have you got? Just put them in the comments underneath. Always helps to build out what I'm talking about. Now, Warren Buffett, famous investor in America, reckons that risk comes from not knowing what you're doing. In other words, ineffective communication. So risk communication is an absolutely essential element of your templating, of your planning on how to deal with risks. How do you do it better? Well, at a very simple level, there's a bit more to it than this, but a really simple level, you want to look at Kipling's 6 Honest Servants. What, where, when, how, why, and who. Who is really important. Who's important because who delivers the message matters and who it is delivered to matters. And also the style, the what is particularly important. And if you don't understand the why, you shouldn't be communicating in the first place. So, clear communication in risk management, it's the difference between navigating around a storm and being submerged by it. And if you'd seen my mother's face when she walked in that Wednesday or Thursday evening with the smell of burnt potatoes, you'd know what I mean by risk management.